Hey guys, how's it going? I just want to give you a very, very quick review on this Apple Watch SE, which I know is not the newest version of Apple Watches. It's going to be a low-tech review, but the point of my review is to offer things that I did not see in any reviews that I saw upon purchasing this watch. I watched several reviews. Mostly the negative things were not highlighted, unfortunately. And there were a few negatives. Now, I'll start with the positives. If you have an iPhone, which you need to have this watch because that's how it pairs. And you're an iPhone lover, you might like this watch because it's like having a little iPhone on your wrist. It's formatted pretty much the same way. I will give you one little view here of you can see the apps and stuff. Looks much like an iPhone. Okay. Now, it takes conversations well. Someone calls you, you pick up the conversation nicely, you get a WhatsApp message. It's formatted very nicely. It is like a little iPhone, which is pretty cool. I come from more of a world of like Coros, Garmin, Fitbit watches, so I wanted to try more of like a functional lifestyle fitness watch. And I do like the way that the WhatsApp messages and the messages come in, and I can take calls, which new fitness watches might have that as well now. But for that, it's good. But in some of the fitness aspects, and I'm a fitness. It's my profession actually, and it's my hobby, and I'm into it. And I just see that there are some big drawbacks compared to like more of a traditional Garmin, Coros, Sunto, Fitbit type of watch. So again, the positives, it is kind of like a little mini Apple Watch, handles calls well, formats the WhatsApps well. Another thing I like, two good apps that I like, you can download apps on here. If you're an app, I personally do not like to download a lot of apps, and it's been annoying me that I've had to download several apps for this watch. But I do like the wellness app, which allows me to do kind of like breath work, guided breathing, guided meditation, reflections. I like that app, and I wouldn't use that on a phone. That's kind of a nice thing to have on my wrist. I try to do at least 2 minutes of breath work a day, 1 to 2 meditations. So it's nice. I would also say that I like the Notes app. We can do like a to-do list, and I can kind of quickly like input some to-do things that I want to get done. That I use a lot more in a form of a watch than I do on a cell phone. So I like those two apps very much, and I'm sure there's many more apps. I just, I don't want to download 1,000 apps, and I guess I'm still kind of like to keep things pretty simple. So that's why these other fitness watches are kind of a lot more simple. You don't really need to download apps. Everything's kind of in the watch. Um, so decide if you like that or not. Now, let's get into now some of the drawbacks. First drawback is the strap that it comes with. I did not like it at all. Here, pops off my wrist. It was several times a day. It was popping off my wrist, which is like crazy. You pay a few $100s for a watch, and it's just like popping off every second. I do have a baby, granted, and would hold the baby, and he would always pull the watch off, but it just is not very secured on your wrist. So, not very expensive. You can buy other bands. I bought more of a traditional sports band for a few dollars, really nothing. But but it's just annoying still to have to switch your band like that. And well, a high quality product. Why does it have to come with such a silly a band? Um, Secondly, it comes with no wall plug, and it is a USB-C, which I didn't have any wall plugs that were compatible with USB-C. So I did have to buy a new wall plug, which is a little bit annoying because most of my electronics, they still work on the traditional USB. So that's also annoying. You have to go out, you're ready to use the watch, and you can't charge it because you have to go get a new type of charger. Third thing is that I was looking forward to using WhatsApp and email, which are the main things that I like. I don't have social media or anything like that other than this YouTube channel. So was looking forward to I was really looking forward to just being able to get my WhatsApps clearly. And basically, you have to download. You do get the messages coming in, but to save the messages on your watch, which my other watches had done, like Coros and Garmin, uh, you have to download a third-party app that costs. It cost me like $15 to be able to like list your WhatsApp messages, to be able to like see your WhatsApp. So that was a little annoying also. You have to like download this paid app to be able to like really see your WhatsApp messages. So I didn't like that also. So I had to buy a new strap, new wall plug, and an app to see my WhatsApps. So That's annoying that you have to already start buying extra things to make the watch like suitable. Another thing, I run on the treadmill very often. About half the runs I do are on the treadmill, and it is way off usually in calibrating in how it measures treadmill running. Like, let's say I do a even just now, I just got off the treadmill. I did a 7 kilometer run, and it marked it at a 4.9 kilometer runs. It's off by like 2 kilometers. It's pretty off, unfortunately. And there's no way to like calibrate it like on Coros, which actually was pretty good at getting the distance correct with my treadmill. The little bit that it was off, I could calibrate it after to adjust it. And there's no way that I see to adjust this. So it just doesn't get my treadmill runs correctly at all. Um, the feel of it, comfort wise, it's pretty sleek and like comfortable. I like the shape of it, maybe even more than some of those circular fitness watches. But it just doesn't have that. Akoro, Sunto, Garmin has more of that. It's lighter. Those will be stick to the wrist a little bit better. It's kind of a little bit less for running at least. I find it to move around a little bit more on my wrist. Probably getting better with the newer types of Apple Watches, but I would say those fitness watch companies kind of still are better in terms of having like the comfort while exercising. Um, and then I will also say that um, oh yeah, the other drawback is that the battery life. That's the big drawback. Is Apple Watches, the new ones are getting 3 years of battery life. By the end of the day, it's pretty much done, the battery. So you kind of have to get used to that, just charging it a lot, which you kind of do get used to actually. But I have had situations where I want to go running and ooh, battery life is pretty low. That's not gonna last so long. So that is a little bit of a bummer that you kind of have to be. It's more of a high maintenance watch. You got to download apps for it. You got to put a new band on it. You got to charge it a lot. So it really is a high maintenance watch. And there will be some extra fees in addition to what you pay for the watch itself. But you do have a little iPhone on your wrist, which is pretty cool. So I think if you're a fitness enthusiast, what I do is I do most of my workouts in it. I wear it as a day-to-day watch. I do most of my workouts in it. And then for those like longer workouts that are more intense, I have my other watch, my Coros, which you would use for a competition. That's just more comfortable for running and it's more accurate and has a few more metrics. So I know that the Ultra 3, the new one, is more catered to fitness and it might take care of some of these problems, but I'm just saying that these Apple Watches are a bit of high maintenance watches that if you're more of a kind of like a little bit less headache and just, keep it easy and simple, I think Coros is probably the best I've seen. Fitbit 2 is pretty good. For me, Garmin, I've had a little more, if you're a little more tech savvy, Garmin has a little bit more download apps, different things. Oh, the final thing I want to say also is I have not found a good face that I like for this Apple Watch. I just want something that shows me the basics, steps and heart rate and minutes of exercise, and I just can't really find something that gives me that in a simple way, which is like a basic thing in other fitness watches. So that's a little bit annoying that I still can't really find easily a face that just tells me, look, it says how much I've, distance I've covered today. But then in order to see like my heart rate and things like that, I have to click into it and I have to like find it a little bit. So maybe I just haven't found this properly yet, but I've just seen so many different faces, and some of them they're just so ridiculous, like all these pictures and things like that. And I just want something that will practically tell me my fitness, my vitals while I'm, going walking and how much stairs and things that my other fitness watches would do. So that's a bit disappointing, but maybe there's a way. I heard you can download a third-party pedometer app that will then allow you to see their steps on the face, but why do you have to download another app, to get that? So I'm saying is, if you kind of know how to download the apps and know how to navigate through it, you can probably customize your watch the way you want it to be, your Apple Watch. But it just doesn't come, it's not as user friendly as some of these other fitness watches that have built in a lot of the things that you'll need to train seriously as an athlete, doing your fitness and things like that. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. I tried to give a bit of a different angle in this review because, even though I didn't walk you through all the buttons and everything like that, which a lot of other reviews do, I just wanted to list those negatives, which again, strap, buy a different, you have to, get a separate USB. You can't track the treadmill very accurately. You can't really get a simple face that tells you the basic vitals. And the battery life is not good. So those things would actually kind of make the watch not such a good watch. But at the end of the day, it is an Apple Watch that has that nice kind of design and formatting to it, and it pairs pretty well with the iPhone. So anyway, thing to consider. Take care and best of luck in all your fitness adventures. Thanks a lot.